What's up, Waymakers? It's me, Mommy Suna. Spelling is fun! My life is kind of a fart right now. Husband is out of town. It's just me with the kids. That's why this situation is happening. Wawa, you thirsty? There's just a bunch of crap going on in my life this week, so sorry that this video is probably gonna be a little late. Life just happens sometimes, you know? But I have to talk about this. A lot has happened in the past month regarding Young Living, guys. The last time I talked about it, don't. I'm sure you'll remember how we talked about how basically their seed to seal bullshit was pretty much all a lie. We had that confirmed to us by some court transcripts. And guys, the fallout has been pretty crazy. But I have to say a big giant thank you to MOMBIE, MLM MOMBIE on Instagram. Please go follow her. Guys, if you want the most up-to-date and well-researched information on what's going on with Young Living, you gotta follow MOMBIE. My friend Kira is just amazing. So thank you again, Kira, for your contributions to this video. Couldn't do it without you, girlfriend. And now, let's talk about it. The first thing I want to point out with Young Living is that over the past month, ever since the Seed to Seal drama started, Young Living's Instagram has lost nearly 2,000 followers. An average of losing 66 followers per day, which is substantial. It brought them from 1 million followers to 6 figures. He likes to wear this on his head. I don't, please don't ask. So clearly things are affecting Young Living a bit. Their business is being affected. The brand partners are being affected. There's a lot going on. I've also been told that top distributors are in like Facebook groups talking about haters. So we know all of this is getting to them. As much as they sit back and try to be like, no, the haters are bringing us more business. We're doing better than ever. We know that's not true. We also discovered that Young Living threatened, well, I think we're just assuming it was Young Living because they're threatening to sue everybody right now. We found out that consumeradvocate.org was apparently threatened with a lawsuit, presumably by Young Living. Well, I guess this is a good thing to bring up too, while we're just shooting the shit here. You guys remember Simply Juliana Evans? I mentioned her, I believe, in my last Young Living video. She's the one who was like exposing Young Living. Like, I think she's the one who had that product that she dumped into a bowl and a bunch of crap came out of it. She's still with Modere, so she's still in MLMs. I told you guys in that video, I said, use caution when you're going to follow this person because she is still involved in a multi-level marketing company. And she slid into my DMs and told me that Young Living was threatening to sue her, and she wanted me to tell her, I guess, who my source was, including that video of Mary Young bouncing around on the stage talking about them operating at a loss.
What do you think we're paying to bring those oils in? How long do you think Young Living could survive if we don't have any profit and we're operating in the hole? We're operating at a loss. Can any business survive that? Can it? Come on. No business can survive that. Why have so many businesses gone out of business? Because they can't operate at a loss.
I think she said they sent her a cease and desist too. That's all really honestly not surprising. I brought up the Simply Juliana Evans thing because if you guys went and followed her, I would recommend unfollowing because what she went ahead and did, which really speaks true to what we always say that MLMs like to teach people, is to monetize everything. And so what did she do? She put all of her Young Living exposed information behind a paywall on Instagram. So now if you want to see anything she's posting about Young Living, you gotta pay for it. Her excuse was, well, for legal reasons. I'm trying to protect myself. Girl, it being behind a paywall doesn't make it any better. As a matter of fact, I would say it probably makes it worse, but what do I know? Anyway, I just think it's really unethical and shitty. Like, it just kind of tells me that, in my opinion, she was in this exposing Young Living shit for the money, or even to poach people from Young Living to join her team in Modere. I think there was definitely an ulterior motive there, and it's really upsetting because she had some decent insight about what was going on in the company, and for her to just go and do what she did it's pretty nasty. I thought it was really unethical and gross, so that's a thing. But anyway, I bring that up because I know that Young Living is threatening to sue people anyway. Now, personally, I don't believe that Young Living will go through with suing anybody because, as we'll discuss more here, we have more evidence that Mary Young saying that they were operating at a loss is actually true. We'll get to all of that. I don't think they have the money to actually file lawsuits against all the people they want to. Lawsuits are expensive, dude, so I don't think Young Living actually has the money for that, but they'll try to scare people into submission like every MLM does. So before the article on consumeradvocate.org got taken down, they had listed their personal testing results of multiple essential oils from multiple essential oil companies. So it wasn't just Young Living. Pretty sure doTERRA was on that list. I know Eden's Garden, Plant Therapy, like a lot of different companies were on that report. But particularly Young Living's lavender oil came back with synthetic markers, while others' lavender oils did not. But listen, other essential oils came back with the same thing too. It wasn't just Young Living. And again, that's not surprising because with the whole seed to seal lie that we uncovered last time that we talked about, we basically found out through an import site that Young Living was actually importing a lot of the product that they sell. And by a lot, I mean it was estimated in court documents to be 99% is just imported. That's still alleged though. So it makes sense that Young Living, along with others who are also outsourcing and importing all their products, are also having similar issues because they all generally get stuff from the same places, from the same sources, from the same broker, I think is what it's called. So that's not shocking. It's really not surprising at all. The only reason it would surprise me is that Young Living's farms, a big part of the crops they grow, isn't it lavender? So why are they unable to make their own lavender essential oil? Why do they have to import, what was it, 17 pallets of lavender oil or something like that? You'll have to go back and watch the video. I don't remember exactly what it was, but a lot of lavender oil. So anyway, let's talk about this new audio of Mary Young that surfaced. This was supposedly recorded about a year ago at the end of September or early October. They have a retreat at their Utah farm. So presumably we don't really know who leaked this because it was found on a TikTok and then the TikTok user deleted their TikTok. So we're assuming that it was obviously someone who was at that retreat who recorded it on their phone. Maybe they got threatened with a lawsuit too, who knows? Anyway, let's listen to this.
In one country we were paying out 120%. In another country, we were paying out 90%. Some of the countries in Europe, we were paying out 70, 80%. And in the United States, it was starting to crop up. I used to sit at night at the kitchen table with a big spreadsheet, and I would go through country by country, analyze. This is our CFO, said, Mary, if you don't stop this in 6 months, Young Living will be bankrupt. You're going to change the comp plan again? I said, yep, sure am. She said, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. And I said, well, I do. And she said, are you sure about that? I said, yes, I am. We have to change it. When we changed to the new comp plan, oh my goodness, the complaints, my check went down. Oh, some people's checks went down by $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Oh, that was so painful. And I said, well, maybe you better get busy and work with your organizations and help them stay strong. You know what? Did we have a choice? No. Do we have a choice? No. Ability. Now you have two choices. You can stick it out with me, or you can go home and cry and walk away. Those are your only two choices.
Okay, first of all, the one thing that really sticks out to me with that audio recording is the way that Mary was sarcastically just being oh no, you lost $50,000. Oh no. Listen, nobody needs $50,000 a month. I'm sorry. Why do you need that much money? You don't need that much money. But if you're used to making that kind of money and you live like you're making that kind of money and suddenly all that money's gone, yeah, it is going to be painful, even though oh no, they have to go back to living like like us regular folk, us normies, us poor people. Like, oh no, Mary, God forbid. She basically gave them an ultimatum, like, you either leave or you stick it out with me, and that's it. But this is just another example of Young Living, and more, you know, confirmation that Young Living has been either previously or still currently operating at a loss and was on its way to bankruptcy. This is something that so many people want to deny within the organization. And it's like, no, now we now have 2 recordings of Mary Young basically saying the same thing, saying, I would have been bankrupt if we hadn't made these changes. And of course, we're operating in the red, we're operating at a loss. I don't know why Mary Young would say that twice at 2 different events if it was a lie. So, the newest thing really going on with Young Living is this holiday sale that they're having. In mine and many other people's opinions, it looks more like a liquidation sale. It's like a liquidation sale disguised as a holiday sale. They used to have a diffuser called Feather. It was this little owl, this painted little owl guy. It was originally $56. Now, with this holiday sale, they made it $8 at the least. Like, if you bought multiples, you could get more of a discount. So if you bought a large amount of them, that you get them for $8 a piece when they were originally $56. Now that in and of itself pissed people off because they're like, what the hell? I paid $56 for this diffuser and now you're telling me that you can get away financially with selling it for $8? Like, that's a huge markup. That's why I'm like, see, this kind of shit, I always say this. We always say this about Young Living, is that they have their products marked up into fucking oblivion, and it's like with the prices that they have, and they just increase a lot of their prices too. With all that, I'm like, how the fuck are you operating at a loss? What are you doing? I really feel like Young Living probably has some of the worst financial management out of any MLM I've ever seen. The only company I think who's really beating Young Living is Black Oxygen Organics, and that's not something that you're gonna want to be compared to. So anyway, that's not the end of the Feather diffuser. Feather also was the diffuser that was in, they have like a kids kit or whatever. It's so annoying. They have a kids line, essential oils for kids. Ugh, it's so frustrating. Like, don't even get me started on that. But it was like, I want to say $145. I could be off on that, but you would get a diffuser and then like a few oils with it for whatever the price was, let's say $145 from memory here. So they have this sale, and of course the diffuser sold out. So now they don't have the Feather diffuser anymore. But hey, don't worry. Young Living already had a backup. Meet Snowy. Yeah, you can definitely see that there is 100% a very large resemblance. It's almost like Feather was painted and now Snowy is the same thing, just like not painted. The biggest difference here though is that, you guys, Snowy the Owl diffuser is being sold for $126.97. Now, you may be asking, is that what the distributors pay? No, don't worry, that's just the retail cost. If you're a distributor, you can get it for the sick discount for the steal of $96.50 for this fucking diffuser. Are you kidding me? So not only was its colorful counterpart only $56, and I'm not sure if that was the discounted price or not. The same exact diffuser, except like not painted, is like almost double that price. Or, I mean, I guess depending on if that was the distributor price or the retail price. Best case scenario, it would be the distributor price, so it'd be $56 for distributors, and now it's $96.50 for the same fucking thing. How are they getting away with this, dude? How? With all of that aside, I still think that $97 for a diffuser is stupid. That is a stupid amount of money to pay, dude. And from what I've been told, the reps are everywhere being like, oh my god, Snowy is so cute. Yeah, and Snowy is so expensive too. It's a cash grab. Like, I mean, obviously everything that Young Living does is a cash grab, but this especially is just so obvious. Like, be a little sneaky about it, right? No, $100? $120? For a diffuser. Anyway, so this was a post made by a brand partner from what I can see. But anyway, this is a post she made on social media regarding the sale. So this, oh, hi. This is how they're all talking about this. Hello, everyone. You can begin sharing this with your teams now. With our recent holiday spark sale doing so well, our feathered friend, Feather the Owl, is now out of stock, and this impacted the Kids Sense Little Oilers Premium Starter Bundle. So we have adjusted that bundle and added Snowy in Feather's place to keep it available for purchase. This will be available for purchase within a few hours and will now include Snowy the Owl Diffuser, Sniffle Ease Sleepalize, what? Owie? They have an oil named Owie? And you know, oh my god, what is in it? What is in it? I have to know. There's no way it's not like something that's gonna totally burn them. Soothing, calming, and relaxing. Add topically to improve the appearance of your child's skin. But you called it Owie, like people are gonna put it on wounds. Idaho Balsam Fir Needle Oil. What the fuck? Tea tree oil? Wouldn't that burn if you put that on an open wound? I don't know. Helichrysum, which is something that I think an entire bottle of that from Young Living is like $120, not even kidding. I looked it up when I did that video about Jacob Young being on that Zoom call with that team because he was pushing Helichrysum like super hard. And it's like no fucking wonder it's like one of their most expensive oils. So anyway, so that's in there. Elemi Gum Oil? Cistus Oil? Hinoki Oil? Wait a minute. And clove oil. Wait, hold on. Because that one lady put clove oil on her butthole. If you don't know what I'm talking about, sorry, like this is so all over the place. And I even have like a whole thing of notes here trying to keep this organized, but like I tried to get it all in order and like, no, there's just so much that like comes back to my brain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have been starting to do a live stream every Tuesday night here on this channel on YouTube where we watch MLM reality shows. And you may be saying to yourself, what? I thought there was only one with WFAB. Nope, found some more. So the first Tuesday of every month, they only upload one episode per month. So we watch an episode of a show called That Oil Show, and it is a high quality on everything except for the audio situation. They don't have mics either, I don't understand. But everything else is like really high quality, very interesting. They had a segment where they were talking about like oil mistakes, and one of the ladies literally said she put clove oil on her butthole and she said it burned and it was hot and it was the worst experience of her life. And now I'm sitting here like, this has clove oil in it. So basically everything I'm finding is that it's antibacterial and antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and it has analgesic properties. So that's why you would use it for the healing of wounds. But I'm not seeing like what happens if you put it on it like an open wound. Like I can imagine, you know, maybe after it's like sealed up or whatever and just give it a little rub on top of it, like using it on an owie if a kid gets a little scrape or something and I can't imagine that wouldn't hurt. If you have intel on this, if you have personal experience, let me know. Anyway, so that I didn't even get through the whole freaking anyway. So there's Sniffle Ease, Sleepalize, Owie, Genius, and Tummy Jies, which you know they're feeding that to their kids. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but like, come on. And then 2 Aroma Glide Roller Fitments. So then you can put it all in oils and they can just rub it on themselves, whatever. Yeah, so pricing the updated Kids Sense Little Oilers Premium Starter Bundle will remain at $145 wholesale and 100 PV. But this is basically the pricing reference that I have here that says that Feather was $56, now Snowy is 100 and whatever the fuck. You have all the other diffusers here and their prices. Feather was obviously the more expensive of all of them, but they were all discounted to 1 for $15, or you could buy a case of them for $8 each. From $56 to $8 is a pretty damn big jump. Sounds like a liquidation sale to me. Because they are also coming out with a new diffuser, which honestly, like I saw videos of it and it looks like it's like a dual diffuser. Like you can put, like there's 2 different tanks in it or something and you can put 2 different scents in and it just like puffs them all out. Oh, and it says that it is more highly concentrated than your average diffuser, which I'm like, you don't need more concentration of oil in your air, people. You don't. This is a bad idea. So with that technology, I'm sure it's gonna be uber expensive. Whoa, okay, you know what? Because I'm looking at their website right now. All of their diffusers are super, like, stupid expensive, too. They have this Rainstone diffuser for $258 retail. What the fuck? A lantern diffuser for $125. Dino Land diffuser? God, for $63. I mean, this is just wild. I'm not really seeing the one that they were advertising on their website yet, so I guess it's not up for sale yet, but still. The Aria ultrasonic diffuser is $342 retail. What the hell? This is highway robbery. I didn't even know that this was going on. As far as their diffusers go, I had no idea they were this expensive. Like, what the hell? That's obnoxious. Okay, so here's something I wanted to talk about, because MOMBIE, sweet Kira, love her, mentioned this in her stories. By the way, if you go to her Instagram accounts, MLM OMBIE on Instagram, she has highlights on her Instagram page of all this Young Living bullshit. And in one of the stories, she mentioned this, and I think it's really interesting. So when MLM shut down, they almost always have like one final blowout liquidation sale. They want to offload as much product as possible to kind of recoup the losses that they might have. They gotta salvage as much money as possible from the inventory they have before they close their doors. And sometimes, like in the case of Black Oxygen Organics, sometimes they just like run off with your money and they don't actually give you the product you paid for. Mark St. Ange did that. That was fun. And then, like, considering everything we've heard Mary Young say about operating at a loss and going towards bankruptcy, like, not only just that, they had a bunch of layoffs. They laid off like hundreds of their corporate employees in the past year. They changed their comp plan, which made a lot of people jump ship originally when they changed it. There were a lot of people saying that their checks were cut in half.
They've seen numbers go down. That is all a reality, and it's hard, and I get it. And checks have gone down dramatically. Yes, my check has gone down at least a third. So I'll for full transparency, like the highest check I ever got was, I think, like 114, and my checks right around now are around 70. So that's 50%, right? So
they increased the prices of product, they increased the prices of shipping, and allegedly the quality of the oils has gone down, and we'll get to that in a second too. That's just a sign of impending doom to me. And there is another sign that they're just trying to offload as much product as possible. There was a silver retreat a couple weeks ago, and some screenshots came out that showed the distributors paying like pennies, largely, widely discounted products at the silver retreat. And the silver retreats, from what I can tell, because they're listed on like the corporate's event calendars for the year, I think it's a corporate event. So who's selling these? Is corporate just straight up selling oils for $2 each? Is this more of Young Living offloading old products for dirt cheap prices? I don't know. Another thing too is that in that video with Mary, that first one that I shared with her saying they operated at a loss, she was also saying that there's a lot of product that they're having a hard time moving, and she wanted to start moving product.
We are looking for ways. We are doing everything we can. There's a tremendous analysis, budgeting going on in Young Living right now to look at all the different ways to move product, to move things that have been sitting for a long time, to not buy what we need.
And we did all kind of speculate that, like, how old is that product? Do essential oils expire? Is this a possibility? Is she selling old product to recoup her losses, though? Like, what is happening? Now, this is all just speculation, obviously not fact. All signs point to something weird is going on. So they did also kind of address some of the import situations, specifically on the list of imports that I showed you guys in my last Young Living video. There was a company called Shanghai Runfa Chemical and Fragrance. Obviously, like, we were all just concerned in general that they were importing any of their products, because the way they led people on to believe that with seed to seal, that it's farm to family, basically, like, we control everything from putting the seed in the ground to putting the oil in a bottle. That turned out not to be true. They're importing shit. They didn't address like that situation really, but they did address the Shanghai Runfa Chemical and Fragrance, probably because the company's name has chemical and fragrance in it, and then Young Living meanwhile's over here like, a chemical-free lifestyle, yay, low tox, yeah. And then you find out that they're importing from a company that has chemical in the name. Anyway, there's a video of this, so let's watch.
One of the questions that was specifically given to me was some screenshots of a import from an import website that basically showed that there was some product that came through Shanghai Runfa, one of the companies that we work with. And I'll just tell you a little bit about Shanghai Runfa, and I'll just finish out the entire name. It's Shanghai Runfa Chemical and Fragrance. So I'm assuming that the chemical and fragrance portion of that company's name is what alarmed others or allowed others to try to attack us.
They don't even like know. I mean, they probably do know, but they're playing dumb. They're like, I think people are just mad at us because it says chemical and fragrance in the title. It's like, no. I mean, that's probably part of it, but there's a lot wrong with this situation. She's just like, I don't know, I think they're just mad about the name, man. No, ma'am. How about listen to the concerns that other people are presenting? How about that for an idea?
But Shanghai Runfa actually does essential oils as well. And they've been a company that has worked with us for about 20 years. Gary was very familiar with Shanghai Runfa, very familiar with that company. And the particular issue that was brought to our attention was wintergreen. So Shanghai Runfa, wintergreen was coming through. It was shown on the importing site. As you all may or may not know, wintergreen is wild crafted and distilled right there on the mountainside where it's wild crafted. Young Living has visited that site numerous times, from the original founders through auditing processes that have occurred since then on multiple occasions, very recent as a matter of fact. And also, we have audited Shanghai Runfa to make sure that they adhere to all our processes. And so there's no hidden agenda. There's no, we want to be completely transparent that this is a supplier that is used for us. And they help supply through our wild crafting of wintergreen. They get that wintergreen to us.
Can I add, Michelle, can I add two things really quickly that I think just because, you know, I always like to interject. And first of all, your story was amazing. We all love it. We love getting to know a little bit more about you. And like I said, Michelle is super impressive. So I'm glad you're all getting to know her a little bit more. Two other things that I would mention. Number one, wintergreen is I think is one of the most adulterated oils that you find. It's easy to produce synthetically. It's hard to get naturally. We go above and beyond to get wild crafted wintergreen from I think a world-class, if not the best source in the world. So I know people get thrown off by the name, but what's in a name? Let's be honest. And the other thing I'll say is, as someone who speaks Korean and I speak a little bit of Mandarin, I also know that connotations and words don't always translate it terribly well. Now, I don't know, and I've not looked at the Chinese characters of Shanghai Runfu, but I can tell you that sometimes
he doesn't even say it right.
Import or meaning onto things that are not the same in the language. And I'm not sure if that's the case here, but I'm just saying it's a translation. So let's not get too hung up on what a trading name or like an international trading name of a Chinese company is, when in fact we've done the full audit. We know the full source. It is wild crafted. It's entirely natural. And by the way, this is high ground for us because I know a lot of essential oils, in fact, and including essential oil companies, you know, that have used synthetic wintergreen.
It's the gaslighting for me. Literally just like completely disregarding everyone's concerns. The one thing that's really frustrating is that the past however many years they've been open, like 20, 30 years or whatever the hell, they had the seed to seal crap. What you doing, dude?
It's me.
Oh, okay. And they really had people believing, and we went over this in the last video, a lot of evidence to support the fact that people really truly believed, for good reason, that Young Living was literally planting every single seed by hand, letting it grow on farms that they owned, and then putting it into essential oils and then, you know, sending it out. That it was their shit. It was their quality control. This is blah, blah, blah. They're just like skimming over the fact that everyone just kind of feels duped. Everyone feels lied to, dude. And they're just like, oh, you guys are just mad about the name. No. Also, they're just like saying this shit, not giving any evidence to support anything they're saying. What the fuck do I know about wintergreen and how to grow it and how to make it into an essential oil? Like, I don't know. However, we're supposed to just trust you, Young Living. You know, Young Living is very, very good at this. Young Living is super good about being like, hey, I'm gonna speak the truth and you're just gonna have to take it because I have no evidence, but you're just gonna have to believe me anyway. And they do. The distributors never question this shit. They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They'll go spout around, our wintergreen is real, but everyone else's is fake. Okay, cite your sources, please. Oh, well, this video of these people saying it. Okay, cite their sources, please. There's just no transparency here. It seems really shady the way they're just kind of openly gaslighting everybody. I mean, we have to remember that throughout all the years that Young Living has been open, it was really only pretty recently when they even admitted to having partner farms, let alone now they're saying they use brokers. Now that we all saw the import records, which I guarantee what we have is not all of it. Like, there has to be plenty of other imports going on that we just don't have right now. But they just pretty much let people go off believing whatever they wanted until suddenly there was evidence to prove that they were lying, and now they want to talk about it. But they don't even want to actually talk about it. They don't even want to address the main points of any of it. They're just like, don't be worried about the wintergreen. Our wintergreen is real. Okay, what's your source? Please cite your sources. Why should we trust Shanghai Runfa? Their reason why you should trust Shanghai Runfa is because Gary knew them. And of course, Gary, Mr. D. Gary Young, is Young Living's Lord and Savior. He can do no wrong. If Gary said that Shanghai Runfa is good, then Shanghai Runfa must be great. The reality is this relationship that Gary Young had with Shanghai Runfa, no one knew about it until extremely recently, like a few months ago when the import records came out. Up until that point, everyone was just like, oh, okay, they just make all the oils themselves. They own the farms, they make the oils themselves. Clearly they don't. And you know what would make all of this a lot easier? To be able to be like, okay, maybe they are being kind of transparent here. Releasing their testing results. Ever since all this came out, Young Living has really been adamant about, oh my God, my mom is sending me Snapchats. Ever since this has all been going on, they've been adamant about being like, no, don't worry. Like, we test all of our products, we have quality control, and if it doesn't meet our standards, then we don't sell it. And it's like, okay, so why have you been caught with synthetic cinnamon bark oil? And I think there was an issue with Thieves because Thieves was made with cinnamon bark oil or something like that. I would tell you the exact reasoning there, but oh, that's right. That website, that blog that guy was writing on, releasing all those test results, finding out that Young Living was cut with synthetics, got taken down recently. Wonder why. Now, I think MOMBIE actually posted in her stories, she was able to get those results and put them probably in a Google Doc or something like that. So I'm pretty sure those still exist, and I think MOMBIE has them, and I want to say they're on her Instagram account. But that again is like, are they threatening to sue that guy too? It's like, it's not defamation if it's true, dude. And if they would just let us see the testing they do and the results they get on this product that they import, maybe it would be a little easier for consumers to make informed decisions about all this. Just a thought. That's transparency, dude. Well, that's like kind of transparency. At least you can see through it a little bit. It's like frosted glass, but at least it's a little bit transparent. One thing that's really interesting that got brought up recently too is something that happened back in 2020 that, like, I mean, I was never really aware of it, and obviously I'm not part of Young Living, so I didn't know that this whole controversy was going on. But in 2020, the National Advertising Division of the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, told Young Living and doTERRA and like other essential oil companies that they can't use the phrase therapeutic grade anymore. And they can't say 100% pure anymore either. Therapeutic grade, I believe, was something that doTERRA made up. Like, it was a term that doTERRA kind of coined, and then like everyone else just caught on and threw it on their labels too. So let me read to you a little excerpt from this article that the BBB National Advertising Division posted. It says, all of Young Living's aromatherapy products, several hundred, are labeled therapeutic grade. The NARB panel concluded that the term therapeutic grade is unsupported and recommended that it be discontinued. The panel determined that the health and wellness message conveyed by the term therapeutic grade was not supported with the requisite scientific evidence. The panel concluded that the term therapeutic grade conveys the unsupported message that Young Living's product is rated therapeutic under an existing set of third-party standards for evaluating essential oils. The NARB panel also determined that Young Living's health-related product claims lack proper scientific substantiation and recommended that they be discontinued. The panel accepted as valid the evidence showing that the chemical makeup / composition of essential oils can vary widely. The panel noted that Young Living has no information concerning the essential oils used in the published studies it relies on for scientific support for the claimed efficacy of its own products. The panel noted that there was no evidence in the record that blending different essential oils into one product, like Young Living does with its blends, does not have an impact on its claimed benefits. Young Living stated that it will comply with NARB's decision, but noted that the company disagreed with the legal and factual findings, note that they said factual, of the original NAD case because, according to Young Living, NAD only relied on the summaries of the third-party studies submitted as substantiation and did not ask to have the full study reports submitted, according to Young Living. Without reviewing the complete studies at issue, NAD should not have rejected the relevance of the results in peer-reviewed and published studies conducted by extremely well-qualified researchers from institutions such as Wesleyan University and Duke University. So basically, if everything that Young Living said about its products were true, why don't they have the evidence to back it up? Young Living's just like, no, you didn't read enough of the study. It's like, do they know that for sure? Are they just assuming? Like we always say, there is little to no scientific evidence to support a majority of the products that they sell. It just does not exist. And the studies that, studies that do exist, from what I understand, and I'm not a research professional as far as scientific shit goes, but from what I understand, those studies, they're still done with some questionable terms, whether it be sample size or, some kind of bias that is held by the person doing the testing, just things like that. That, to me, personally, I believe that that is kind of proof that they don't actually do substantial testing. Maybe they're unwilling to release the test results because they don't have them. So that's always something to consider. They do have an updated therapeutic grade FAQ page here when asked why they removed therapeutic and 100% pure from their essential oil product labels. They said, as the leader, we are under greater scrutiny when we use the phrase 100% pure, a term that is under close examination when used on natural products. In an increasingly competitive market, the NAD's directive is an opportune time to replace therapeutic grade and 100% pure with seed to seal premium and strengthen our position as the superior standard in essential oils. Again, though, they made up seed to seal. They made that shit up, and not only did they make it up, it's not even true. They import shit. Come on, dude. They say that they chose the word premium because purity is no longer a big point of differentiation in our industry. Says who? I thought purity was a big deal when it comes to essential oils. Now suddenly it's not? Premium, which means the highest standard and is a stronger claim globally, positions Young Living as the superior essential oil company. It also captures potency, safety, efficacy, purity, and superior quality in one word. I just really feel like they're very good at pointing the finger at people and not taking responsibility themselves, because they probably just used therapeutic grade because it sounded good, because other people were using it and they were selling oil, so might as well put it on our shit too. Now they do say that you can continue to use the word pure, but you can't say 100% pure. But if they say pure, that's fine. Just not as long as it's not 100% pure. So now let's talk about the clear differences that are being presented in the oils. So since the labels were changed in 2020 from therapeutic grade to now seed to seal premium or whatever the fuck, not just the haters are noticing or calling Young Living out for having a difference in quality recently. And it's not just ex-distributors either, people who left and just want to bring Young Living down like they all like to say. People who are still involved with Young Living are saying this shit. Here I want to include some screenshots that MOMBIE posted of this kind of stuff being discussed in a Young Living rank group. I'm not sure if it's silvers or diamonds or whatever the fuck, but it's from a Facebook group where all the Young Living distributors hang out. and talk, but you'll see a lot of gaslighting, victim blaming, cognitive dissonance, etc. I just saw someone, she left Young Living months ago for another MLM, bashing Young Living for this reason on Insta today. In her story, she showed 3 different bottles labeled as Therapeutic, Seed to Seal, Pure Essential Oil, and Pure. She implied that the quality has changed drastically. I don't believe so because I have not noticed the difference, but would like to know how to respond to the reasoning behind the change on label. The oils have changed. I have bottles that are 8 years old and bottles ordered last week, and the oils are nowhere near the same. I'm not gonna say worse or better, but I have noticed a difference. They cannot be the quote-unquote same because each crop that is produced / grown and turned into essential oils will be slightly different. I've been around long enough to know about crop differences. Ooh, shade. The oils have changed enough that oils I used to religiously apply to my family now produce chemical burns. All oils in my house that have a label change are relegated to the diffuser. I'd buy it if it didn't affect multiple people the same way, both family and friends. I've stopped selling due to this. I have the same problem. I can't use them on my body anymore unless diluted 80-1. I'm close to becoming an aromatherapist, so I understand how they work, etc. Are you still using it, or you're only using it in the diffuser if the label doesn't say Pure Therapeutic 100%? We only use them in the diffuser, on dryer balls, or mixed in baking powder for cleaning. Have you tried to contact Young Living and inquire? Yes, and my upline with photos of rashes. You get the oils are different for everyone comments, or they tell me that I'm storing my oils improperly. It's the brand new ones right from my ER order that I have an issue with, not my old stock. I think this is happening to more and more people who aren't speaking up out of fear of not being taken seriously. We're allowed to ask questions. I, like you, have been around long enough to know better. Yep. After noticing changes and having things like this happen to me, this is me, my photo, my neck, and was told it was all me, I started asking questions. I stopped using diaper cream after similar issues with my kids, stopped using any oils without a seed to seal on them. For record, this was Lavaderm sprayed onto my neck. I was told by my upline that it must be another product I was using because Young Living never causes these issues. I'm done with it all. People should start standing up and asking questions. You aren't a scientist is not good enough reason to hide information. This is what I love about Young Living. They use real plants to obtain our oils and don't just make oils for smell. They have their own unique smell, taste, color, etc. that varies from batch to batch. The plants are subjected to weather and environmental conditions. Just like our fruits and vegetables, we get different tastes, smells, and texture due to the changing natural conditions. The variance can be caused by many different factors, including time of harvest, amount of sunlight, amount of water, etc. However, the most important part is that the chemical constituents of the oils do remain the same, but they won't share the lot constituent reports other oil companies do. I understand. Because of their rigorous testing, it would mean that they would have to publish more than 315,000 tests annually, which is a crazy amount. Also, it takes a trained scientist to accurately read test results. Companies that publish their GCMS test results use it as a marketing strategy. In order to read it accurately, you must possess the library of past results to compare it to. The Young Living library is a priceless asset, and it is something that has been compiled from all of the tests done on all of our oils since the company started, and that's a lot of years to compile. It shows all the data on every optimal constituent range for therapeutic use. Other companies buy libraries of data from other places. We have our own. It's invaluable data that also needs to be protected. That's just what they tell you. Other companies do it. You can simply type the lot number from a bottle onto the website of another major competitor and pull them up. Yes, this is what they tell us because they're able to show and prove it to us. I'm sorry you're unhappy with your oils. If there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to ask. And this brings me back to the question, are they selling old product? If you look at these pictures, there's very clearly a difference. Now, a lot of those screenshots were saying like, oh, well, every batch is going to be different because the crops are different. It's like, not that different, right? Like, one is clear and one is like mucky and gross. Like, let's be objective here. There's clearly a difference between those two oils. Is that difference due to how long the product had been sitting on a shelf before it was sold? Because we know that Mary Young said that she was working on moving product that wasn't selling very well. Even Jacob Jacob Young himself, who's gonna be, if Young Living doesn't go down, is going to be the heir of the company. He even said, like, if one oil is helping at least one person, we want to keep it on the shelves. He pretty much is admitting to them just like sitting on a bunch of product that doesn't sell well, but there is one person out there who it's helping, so they're like, oh yeah, we gotta keep it. It's like, how long has that ship been sitting there? Who knows? This is all speculative, again, by the way, but I think it's a valid point. And then there's this video that MOMBIE shared of Young Living's president named Ben Riley. He's seen live in the Young Living Global Diamonds Facebook group doing some serious finger pointing.
Compensation plan. I know that we've had some missteps in the last year or two. That doesn't change who we are. It means we've made a few mistakes along the way, but they're not terminal. This is not our permanent place. And when I look at some of the other competitors who currently are harassing us, the people who are giving us headaches, and the rumors that I'm hearing created and whatever, honestly, the biggest thing I'm thinking is, who are they? Like, these companies are a fraction of our size. They don't have the leadership we do. They don't have the legacy that we do. They don't have the product that we do. So get off my lawn. Let's get back to work. Let's grow our business, because we have so much upside and potential and opportunity. And to be honest, a lot of what we've experienced is twofold. I've talked a lot about this. Some of it is macroeconomic. Every direct sales business in the first half of this year saw a decline. We're no exception. So it's hard to, it's really easy to look across the fence and say, well, is that grass greener? If it is, it's an illusion, because I know everyone else's grass has struggled this year, just like ours. But I also know that none of this, and we made a few missteps.
It's the haters, it's the critics, it's the people who have left. They're all jealous. No, it's never Young Living's fault. It's everyone else's fault. It's everyone else's fault because they're jealous or they're envious or they just wish they were as successful as we are. No! Why is it so hard to just like see where we're coming from? Just like for a second, just like objectively look at what we're objectively looking at and tell me that we're wrong. I mean, at least like show us the testing results. You know what would shut us up is if you actually showed us the testing results that were legitimate, but I don't think they can do that. And finally, which is something that one of these video clips that I showed you guys, they mentioned a 98% positive brand sentiment, which is hilarious in and of itself. That's literally saying of all the people they surveyed about how they like Young Living's product, 98% of them were happy with it. Now, to you and I, especially knowing all the people who have recently left, especially because of this seed to steal shit, all the people that have made videos dumping Ningxia Red and all these other products down the drain because they felt lied to about the quality and didn't want to put them in their bodies anymore. With all that, you're gonna really try to tell us that, oh no, it's a 98% positive brand sentiment. I don't think so. Not only do we not think so, but some of the Young Living top distributors don't think so either. Here's a screenshot here I want to show you of a top distributor in Young Living literally questioning it in a Facebook group. Can we please get more clarity regarding the results from the PR agency showing a 94 to 98% positive brand sentiment report from August to September? Who was surveyed and what were the details of the survey? How was the data analyzed? With all due respect, here in the field, it feels more like 94 to 98% are questioning our brand, our quality, etc. Keyword is feel. I realize this isn't a fact, it's just brutal out here right now. It would be so helpful to have some official statements from this PR agency that we can share with our teams to combat all the misinformation out there. There it is in black and white, dude. Just so many lies, man. Like, I'll have to go back and look, but like, I don't know if they ever actually named who the PR agency was. I think they always, when they're referring to this, they're like, oh yeah, our PR agency. It's like, who the fuck is that? Can we ask them some questions? Why are they saying this? And then for a top distributor to be like, when did you guys do this survey? Like, clearly she wasn't surveyed, so who the fuck did they survey? Did they even survey anyone? Is this all bullshit? Just to keep the morale up? Who knows? I don't know. There's this too that someone sent me. It's people burning copies of Gary Young's Essential Oil Bible. I just want to show them to you because I think they're delightful. But that also just goes to show how many people are upset. So also, one thing I forgot to mention, I'm almost done here. I thought that was going to be the end, but I forgot to mention this somehow. Also, people are getting like this pop-up, a coupon. Like, you know when you go shopping, if you go online shopping anywhere, and the first thing when you get to the website, there's always a little pop-up that's like, give us your email and you'll get 10% off your first order or something like that. Young Living's doing that too. And it was kind of freaking people out. They're like, how does this affect our commission? Is this competing with us as brand partners? Like, how does this work? I have some clips of them addressing that in a YouTube video here.
You do actually have something kind of fun that IT has done that isn't globally released, but people might be seeing members getting pop-up coupons. Can you give us just a second about that?
We partnered with a service that's called Zine One. What they've been monitoring on the site is so what is the buying behavior of people that land on the site? Are they adding something to cart? What's the time that they spend per page? How many clicks are they doing? It interacts with that person at that threshold of where they're like, oh, they're 90% not likely to buy because they've spent, and I don't know what the numbers are, but just talking hypotheticals here. If you spend more than 35 seconds on a page, you're 98% likely to bounce or leave that page and never come back. So they jump in at 30 seconds to give a pop-up to say, hey, if you bought today or if you bought right now, you'd be able to get, a % off your order. And again, we're running the beta tests on timeframes and product pages and clicks. So that way we can understand where the best interface for us to come in at. So that way we give your customers or your brand partners or your new people the most likely opportunity to buy and help you close that sale.
With all the information I've presented to you today, I also have is it a team Zoom, I'm pretty sure, that I watched today that someone sent me, and it's glorious. It is so good, but I'm thinking it's gonna have to be a part 2. Basically, an entire Zoom of damage control. I think that'll probably be my next video next week, so there will be a part 2 to all this. Between now and then, there's so much happening with this Young Living bullshit that things could change between now and then, so I will keep you updated in the next video if all goes well. But yeah, definitely tune into that video too. It's gonna be interesting. Dude, when I watched it today, I was just like, damn, this is very gaslighty and pathetic. So just something to look forward to. Now, what I look forward to every day is thanking people. So let's thank my patrons and my members, guys. The names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club. Sometimes they get early access to videos. They'll get early access to this video whenever it comes out. I don't know, I'm behind on things, I'm sorry. And sometimes even more than that. So if all that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to sign up for my YouTube membership. So it's all the same. Whether you want to sign up on Patreon or YouTube, they're both the same. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Lily Balcha, Natalie Scott, Carol Jenks, Colin F, Mira SIK, Martine Hubert, The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Jess Kronfeld, Emion, Auntie Lou, Little Birdie, Fallon Lowry, Hula Chowdown, Janelle Pratt, Amanda Shannon, Cecilia Dudek, Christy Taylor, Deidre Lindsay, Elizabeth Wyatt, Eve Blondo, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Meredith Nakata, Raya Mute, Sheila Tapia, Alice W, Amanda Shannon, Boris Geller, Caroline Reed, Casey Scraper, Daniel Urena, Hannah Morrison, Hanimal Crossing, Heidi Ha, Julia Wheeler, Kim Cartwright, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Ray, and Tuesday the 13th, and to the rest of my fabulous financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube loves watch time. I don't know why I read my list of patrons backwards today. I don't know what happened, but that's just how I had it here. Don't forget, we are live streaming Paparazzi, Era's Girls, every Tuesday night, except for the first Tuesday of every month. We're streaming that oil show, but we got the Paparazzi reality show that is only fun because we're all there together. Definitely pop in and say what's up. Tuesday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I would love to see you there. Keep making waves, babes, and I'll smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami out.